we teach it. We teach it to the Africans. This morning, I received a message from our people in Ghana. People from Ethiopia, scientists have been for a visit, and they heard about Keshe Foundation in Ghana teaching. They have asked our guys to teach in Ghana to Ethiopian scientists that they can take the technology back to Ethiopia when they go back in 2 days' time, that they can develop their own plasma technology in Ethiopia. We have put the seed of knowledge in Africa solidly with two most beautiful people. So we see what happens. We see how far we can go. But the only thing which is going to be left, while the West is fighting if there is a patent right, if it's no patent right, if it's illegal, or if it's legal, Africans will take over. There is no problem because they don't have an FDA and they don't have any certification. They know one thing: system works, it gives them energy, it gives them food. Who made the FDA? The ones who wanted to rob you. And who made the legislation? There is no certification in this, at this moment, anywhere in the structure of this planet, in any organization which can certify a plasma technology. Unless the ones who want to block it. That's why we thought it this way. Nobody can block. There is no way, when millions of people make it at home, nobody can. The technology is accepted, and is the ones who want waiting for certification, we give you. By the time you get certification, the Africans all have it. By the time you want FDA approval, if you can use it for food, you're lost. This is the beauty of it, the way we have released the knowledge throughout the world. You want the pad? Just arrived, the new ones. Oh, this is the old ones. So now you got to realize the simplicity of the knowledge which can be done. As I said, this week, more or less, where we are now, is nearly 11 years, 10 years, since we sat in a room with a man who calls himself scientist, with 3 of them, with my notary and another colleague of mine from Keshe Foundation in Belgium. And the guy said to me, Mr. Keshe, your knowledge is, you explain it in such a simple way and you write it in such a simple way. And knowledge like this should be written in a very complicated language that people can't understand. And I said to him, I write my work and I teach my work in a way that a man in the back of Africa village can do it, that the white man across the table from me cannot abuse it because it's become his habit of him. He said, Mr. Keshe, we have finished discussion, because he realized he's an abuser. So now there is no abuse. Tonight or tomorrow, the scientists from the nuclear center in Ghana are more educated than the scientists from NASA who refuse to turn up. And now scientists from Atomic Nuclear Center of Ethiopia and the Agriculture Center have all the access to all the technology taught directly by a scientist to them who understands the technology. And now here we still battle. If it is good, if it has a license, and you go and see what commotion is on the internet. They want a warrant for my arrest because I'm teaching plasma. It's illegal for me to teach plasma. And it all comes from one country called Belgium. Bunch of no gooders. You can't put anything else to them. So please take me to court. Please take the rest of the court, because we are all now criminals. So understand the work of plasma is a matter in a free state of its energy, and you can tap into it the way you like, the way it is. They cannot stop this technology in any shape or form, as now is globally. Look at the numbers here, 219 people, and by tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, or how do you get rid of this one? I go there. I'm learning, huh? So 218 by next week, by the end of this week, it'll be a few 100,000. And please, you've never seen a scientist to give his technology and beg people make it as fast as you can. Do as many as you can. You can't do it, write to us. We show you where your problem is. And then give a gift to your president. Say, I made to free my own family. I give it to you to free my nation. Is there a problem? No, no problem. Keshe Foundation, knowledge seekers are the troublemakers. Doesn't matter where they go, even in their own class.
We're getting a lot of requests for demonstration, that's for sure.
Demonstration what?
Of the box.
The unit.
Yes.
Or they do it themselves on Friday. That's the whole magic.
Exactly.
If I do it, there is something in that box. That's what I'm teaching you, that you all become magicians. Have you ever seen a magician teaching everybody the magic? You haven't got it yet? I opened it. They say, is there something in it? It's connected to the power. You don't need me. I teach you everything. On Friday, one by one of you will be proud to show how you have freed yourself. Open the window. It's got too excited. It's too hot. So now you understand. You want the box, you're all receiving the box. Anybody who's paid for it, within the next few days, it'll be there. If we get any blockage, we send you another one, and then we tell you where it is, and you ask the custom officer, excuse me, tell me what's this unit. If you can tell me there is something wrong with a bunch of copper, then there's something wrong with your head. That's all. So let them explain to you why they don't want you to have it. So you want to know, you want to see how it performs, it means no problem. You pay us, go on the website, pay for it, we get you, and we give 3 or 4 others people free units to have. And then on top of it, on Friday, please make as many units as you can around the world, connect your system to it, and show it to us. If it means next week, every day, we spend 1 or 2 hours showing people's new unit, how they're using it, they're lighting their houses and the rest, and then we all become a bunch of liars to the ones who lie to themselves. That was the whole purpose of the Third World Peace Conference for the ambassadors. The ambassadors were figurehead. The ambassadors of Keshe Foundation Technology is every single one of you. That's where the difference comes. And that's how you all walked into it without knowing what's going to happen to you. But I promise you one thing, you have never had it so good that you all became ambassadors, but the ambassadors of peace, energy, health, and equality of mankind. So now, you didn't believe it, you believed in the pen, you made it yourself. It's the same thing. If I could do something very strange for you, if I stick this one in the back and another one there, and get you both holding on to it, it'll do the same thing as the plasma technology. The other end of this plug is connected to this inside. You made the pen unit. You remember? You made the pen unit and you put a core. You made the other unit, 2 of it, and all we did, we put it in a plastic container. Pardon? Yeah? Do you want me to stop? So what has happened? You have made a pen. This is your skin. You put it on your skin, and you saw how the pain that it was painful is reduced or gone. Yeah? My friends, what have I shown you since this morning? That's the outer case. That's the inner case. and you put the pin right through it. If this was good enough to take your pain away, you can imagine what is good enough in there to give you all the food you need for your life. This is the pen, all of you, and you're going to buy 10,000, 20 millions of it. If you look, this is the vertical. If you look, this is the spherical. So if you've seen this releasing your energy, your pain, you can imagine what a powerful unit like this can do. Now you understand? So you got to realize the simplicity. All you've done now is the same thing. You went to the coil, and then you added it. You made the other coil, and now you added it. What's the difference? Just because it's a spherical is different than the horizontal one? Or is it again the lack of understanding? If that simple or small could take your pain away, you can imagine what this can do to you. It can give you everything which you need, and everything you don't need, it will take from you. Would there be a cancer? Would there be a deformity in anything? Because this way you find energetic balance. Don't forget, we learned from our agricultural experience with the Chinese, with the Mexicans. We learned something very simple. You remember, we put the seed. We did this years ago. We put the seed and we saw it growing like a grass. A wheat going back to its origin with no deformities, no manipulation of mankind on it. Over centuries, thousands of years, we manipulated the seed to become wheat, and then Monsanto decided that they're going to control even that they decide what you eat. You put it in CO2, which is what is these kind of things coated with, and then you see it goes back to original grass. Now, if you can manipulate and add this, and you connect yourself to it, would there be a cancer cell? Or would your body balance itself to the point where there were no disease and no illnesses? Very difficult, isn't it? So, you understand? The reality is coming so fast that from today is not my problem. From today is your problem. Me and my wife and family got blown up in the car. We got shot at high speed by people from Antwerp. We got poisoned with arsenic and Donabella and belladonna. They came to our house to shoot us live in front door. They intimidate us out of our house for you lot to see if they can do this with you now, with millions of you using it. Today, I feel sorry for a lot of Belgian supporters in Belgium, Keshe Foundation supporters, who are now under heavy pressure by security services to be manipulated. They are literally sitting, don't know if they can use their computer or not, because the police of Belgium has decided we're going to put them under so much pressure that they're going to squeak against Keshe Foundation. And none of them is doing it, because they've seen the beauty of it. Secret Service of Belgium has put thousands of hours with one man. We know who it is. It's in the hand of federal police, of international police, intimidating all the Keshe Foundation supporters not to use the technology. And if you haven't spoken to me, you're a criminal. Because the monopoly of the finances in the world comes through the monarchy of Belgium. And now with this, they have lost it. Because now, this was the biggest nightmare for a bunch of people who are controlling the world of finance. Now, there is no finance, because every single one of you have enough copper in the house to free yourself. Not with a little light, but with all the energy you need. And Unfortunately, at this moment of time, there is more energy units in the hand of the President of China than it is in Belgium. They got none, but the Chinese received 3, and it's already this week, hopefully, is in the hand of the President. Arman has delivered his units to the parliament after Armenia last week in Georgia, and hopefully next week it will be in Moscow. And we have seen other ambassadors have taken. So the knowledge is as a spread. Now it's teaching you how to use the knowledge correctly. That's all the purpose of this week is. The blueprint is to show not only the system, but once you have the system, how to use it. I have given you a Rolls Royce, but if you've been used to riding a donkey, you don't know what a car is, what's the use of me giving you a Rolls Royce? You've been used to matter state, which is a donkey state in the world of universal energy system. Now we have given you the Rolls Royce of use of plasma that you can have whatever you like. Now we've got to teach you how to drive it. What it means, what it does, how it performs, what you can get out of it. By Friday, we show you how to do a correct system for your cars. That you don't damage the car, but you can utilize it in a way that you can save what you call the fuel energy in conjunction with the plasma energy. Plasma is the new kid in the block of the energy, universal energy. Whatever you're used to, when you add the plasma technology, it says, oh, I'm using less fuel. Yes, is not what they say 100 plus 1, what they call free energy. There is no free ride in the universe. There is no 100 plus 1. We are very straightforward. We are not disguising and we are not hiding. We say very simply is 100 plus 1,000. Forget about the 1, but the 1,000 is a new fuel called plasma. That's the truth. Even if you want to compare it, if 100 was, a plasma is 10,000 to 1,000, because it has every energy you want that you want to use. Food, metal, wood, anything you can imagine. In time, we will release it, you will understand. What you're gonna forget is to forget about this and understand everything comes from this box, and in that box, you decide what you want to get out of. So we make different versions of it in the coming months that for you is simple. This is for food, this is for medicine, this is for water, this is for energy, this is for flight. And the ones who want to see demonstration, make your own. Not mine, not in my time. I have taught you everything. Tomorrow, when you've done it, I will show you the next step. All the units are downstairs. We bring it step at a time for you to see. Today was for you to understand how simple the basic is. Tomorrow, when Richard,
Mr. Keshe?
can you put that picture which you put on, please? I've seen you.
I was just going to ask you to make a list and make sure that we know what's for homework.
What is for what?
Homework.
Homework is to make these coils and nano coat them by tomorrow morning. We'll have the headmaster coming and checking. We got our guru here. Would you like to check, Marco? Of course. we said on last week the things are needed. Richard was here with us in the opening and in the third Ambassadors World Conference, and he showed it. I've seen he's posted the picture this afternoon of his coil. Can we have that picture, Richard? You see, this is the next step. This is what you should have by tomorrow morning. If you don't have a 14 gauge copper, doesn't matter. Get yourself about. Build one that you can see how easy it is. There it is. There is the Dutchman. There we are. Look Richard, you're fast. Look, is this what you've made since this morning?
That's the very top there, Richard. It's yeah, there you go.
What are you typing in?
Oh, you've got an echo right now. Just a sec.
Just a sec. How many quad sets have you made?
Okay, that's better, right?
Okay, you are
Okay.
very quick.
Yeah, yeah. You can see my Facebook. I posted a detailed picture from the coils, and yeah, I'm up and running with the coils. I actually have a question for you. While I'm
Yeah.
busy on these, what I noticed.
Can you show them how fast you're making it? How come you're making them so fast?
Oh, it's actually quite quickly. You've got the outer coil,
Yeah,
and then you've got the inner coil.
yeah. Show them how you do. You use a drill.
Yeah. What I just a sec. I'll just be quickly.
Now we gave the secret in. Huh?
Actually, John Anderson had also made a video recently
You
on
gotta make two. Oh, there we are. Ah, Richard, show us the drill. He decides that the inner coil is big enough or small enough to fit into the smaller coil. You decide by the, you have enough tubes, enough cylinders in the house. Yeah. You just choose one, the size of what you want it to be. You put it on the drill and you just hold it. It has to be anti-clockwise. And you do a drill, anti-clockwise, is done. It takes less than 1 minute to make a coil.
Yeah, Vince, can you switch the camera?
Pardon?
Yeah, that's right. So
There
I
we
made
are.
this plank. I don't have a wire in it right now, but I put a wire through here, and
Yeah.
then it feeds back from the back here, and then it goes through here, and then it goes around this metal bar, which I connected to my screwdriver. And what I do now, then I connect the wire inside here. I can show you really quickly, really quickly.
Be careful. You don't show too much.
That's right. Mm, I've been a short on wires now.
What? Did you strip the house?
I used almost all, yeah. I'll be really quick and see if I can fix this for you. Now switch off the camera for a moment.
Yeah.
And what I do is I take a copper wire and just feed it through that hole, and then I just.
Camera.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna switch for a moment. I do this by myself, so I'm a bit short-handed here. Give me about a minute and I'll show you perfectly.
And what gauge wire are you using there,
You can see the numbers
Richard?
on the board. 503. He's got the Zoom number, so he's been watching it.
You've got the Zoom number there on the table, yeah. Okay, here we go.
We got to see. We don't see it. We still see the table.
Okay, so what I have here, this is the wire I get through here. And there was actually a quite nice video on YouTube recently, so then I put this wire right in here. I'll just put you down for a moment. So what I have now is I have the wire right going inside here, so it locks. And then I press my drill against it,
Yeah.
pull the wire, and then I just
Thank you very much.
That's how quickly it goes.
Isn't that slick? That's pretty simple and
That's very cute.
very nice. Very nice trick.
Okay.
I
That's how you
never-
make the coil.
That should enable people all over the world to
Richard.
finish their projects tonight.
Okay, show us the next. What do you do then?
Then you end up with a long coil, and it's really tight. So it's compact, and it's all like there's no space in between. So what I do now is I use now 1 mm wire. So you're advising 1.5, 1.6 millimeters,
Yeah.
but I'm just using this because it's quite easy to handle. And what I do then, when you want to increase the spacing, you can just pull it apart. So you just take it both sides and you just pull it. Then you evenly distribute the spacings between the coils, so it really gets and stays that way. Okay. Then first you have to have a certain amount of coil turns for the inside core, right? So I took I think 72 for the first inner core. And what I do then, I make the lengths of the inside and the outside core the same. I have the inside core with a long wire and shorter wire at the other end, and the same thing for the other wire. You still hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Then I pass through the long wire through the outer core. I do
Has
this.
to be clockwise, huh? Clockwise. Yeah, correct. Go in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
Clockwise.
you go through here.
Yep. And it comes out.
The other side again.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a hassle getting through, but
So now you have the first loop. You need 3 of these. Don't forget, Richard will be running the Keshe Foundation manufacturing for Holland. So it's good practice for him.
thank you. Yeah. I'm almost there. Just a sec. And what I do
Don't
then?
forget, you gotta bend the ends before you put in nano material to nano coat it.
Yeah. So then I just pull it till it becomes almost a circle, and I
Yeah.
just bend it out the inside, and then it stays.
Fantastic. Now you've seen since this morning. This is what
And then I'm almost done.
you got 3 sets.
I actually have one full set now.
Okay. So you can nano coat it by tomorrow morning. We can see it.
Yeah, and then the question was, I didn't finish my question. What I noticed through making these now, the inside core actually dictates, because of the fact that you're pushing a wire through, you cannot stretch it. It's a fixed position. So the question for me would be, how much spacing do we need in between of the coils, the turns?
Not much, but it has to be a spread. It can't be totally open. But if
Okay.
you look at it, where your finger is, inside the ring is tighter than the outside.
Yeah.
So you get that disbalance everywhere anyway. But if you have enough separation, that will compensate for itself.
Okay, so
If
you
you
need
look at it,
enough.
If you look at it, this has cost European community billions to make. A balanced toroidal coil in CERN. You made it for less than a few cents. Pardon? No, it stays as it is, doesn't change shape. So now, to go one step further, just place the small one in the center of the other one. Yeah. You need 3 sets like this. But remember each end, where you got, where you started. You have to know about each set. Now what you're going to do, put this into a caustic, and you need 3 sets of it. Actually, in the future, you need another 3 sets. I'll explain to you how you need another set. So if you make another 3 sets while you're at it, then I'll show you by the end of the week why you need it.
Okay. Don't worry, I'll be there.
So now you see, Richard is not the only one. Hundreds of people around the world are making these units. So when we put the system into power, into releasing the energy, all of you together can do. Any questions? It's not requesting. You can still use, as Richard said, the thinner one. But when it comes to power, the thicker copper wires give a quite a different performance than the thinner one. So try to get it as thick as you can. 14 gauges, 1.6 mil is one of the best ones we've seen. So now you have seen, you want to show the technology, the power of it. I'm sure Richard will show us on Thursday and Friday. And then we go back every week. The only thing which is important to remember, which is going to be one of your, not your problem, is this, that for every kilowatt, for every kilowatt you consume, if you set your system the right way, with the right power consumption in the house, you can put up to 8 kilowatt onto the national grid. Pardon? Yes, it's your personal donation to your government. They'll never pay you. The possibility is that if you gear it the right way, you can do up to 200 times per kilowatt. But you got to remember, this needs time, because if you remember in the teaching of this morning, we told you, you have to nano coat the wiring in the house. This way, you're nano coating the wiring of the government. Actually, it's not government, it's you paid for it. Power lines are national assets, don't belong to no one. If they ask you, why have you done this? This is my share, I paid for it. I only pay for the top layer, nano layer is mine. And then, when do it, this is a superconductor, and you find out, you'll be neighboring your neighbors and neighbors and the neighbors and the neighbors. You are not releasing AC current into the grid, you are releasing plasma current in the grid. And if anybody tells you it's illegal, it says the thunder and the lightning does it freely. Have you ever seen anybody taking a thunder and lightning to the court? They can take it to court as well. Because it's what happens naturally when you have thunder and lightning and it gets the main line. It doesn't blow the fuse all the time. The ionization by the plasma is so much that the grid can't take. This way you're doing it naturally. You'll find out very soon you or your nation will have no power supply units as power stations. because this is the work. The faster a nation gets into this and complete it, the faster you become free from energy and food. Because you go to the squares, they can put the same units and you all walk around happily ever after. You have all the energy you need to eat. Nobody will go hungry anymore. All you need to do to connect these in a square, 10 or 20 of them, everybody gets fed. In Italy, it's fantastic. When you go out at 7 o'clock, everybody, all the men are on the square while the women are making the pasta. Correct? Yeah. So now all the men go home, women can't make the pasta. I'm not hungry anymore. Says, where is the new mistress called Maghreb Power? They feed us in the square. That's going to be a problem. You will see, in a way, we have freed the women from the kitchen with this technology. You don't need to spend your time cooking anymore. The minute he comes home, says, hold on to the wire, darling. I'm full. No more a woman can say, I've been slaving whole day in the kitchen cooking for you, darling. What, holding a wire that much? But I put some in there, spaghetti sauce flavor and other things. So now you see how far we have touched the fabric of society in one session in the morning. Very good time for the youngsters, huh? But I would like to taste the flavor of spaghetti bolognese. So, darling, I don't have time. Just hold on to the wire. This is how it's going to be. Anyway, thank you very much for today. Tomorrow, we start a new session. Tomorrow is the continuation of what we've seen, Richard has shown. Any of you who's built these, please show it. Please put everything in open, that our transparency becomes the freedom of man from the shackles of finance, energy, and food, which now has been a burden on all of us. Thank you very much for today. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central European Time as usual.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Okay, that's the end of today's teaching workshop for this afternoon. That's Monday, October 26, 2015. And this is the Blueprint Teaching Week. And tomorrow will be another installment. Tomorrow morning we'll hear more about the practicality of building these devices, and more of the questions can be answered tomorrow. I know there's a lot of questions out there now, but we can't answer everything. Hopefully a lot of the questions have been answered in the conversation today as well. Okay, I'm going to end the live stream and we'll end the meeting.
Yes, thanks, Rick, for broadcasting. I've seen there was a lot of people there on the live stream. We had 1,000 people on YouTube and 2,000 on live stream this afternoon. So thank you everybody for coming in.
Yep, 21:27 right now on live stream. All right, bye for now.